Block is nothing compared to what's coming next. Brett Weinstein says the surveillance company Toka makes Flock look like the shallow end of the frickin' pool. Toka is an Israeli company that advertises frictionless surveillance. Toka's technology can locate cameras not their own, remotely access them, change the footage, both previous and live, and they can disappear evidence that any changes have been made. What could possibly go wrong? Huh, indeed. Brett Weinstein explains, I don't want to live in a world where a person can be erased and the people who did the erasing, well, they run no risk because they have a subscription to a service that allows their crime to be perfect. That's really what this is. And guess what? They've been around for a while. And guess who's involved in it? Well, the usual suspects. The Epstein class of suspects is involved. I mean, Ehud Barak is one of the founders of this corporation that was funded in part by Epstein. Wow. Birds of a feather always flock together. These guys, I tell you. Anyway, let's listen to Brett Weinstein say it himself. Here we go.
Like, we are not in Kansas anymore. This is somebody with a website advertising a future dystopia that is a subscription service.
Saying get on board first.
Right. And you know,
you want to be the top of our dystopian pyramid scheme.
I don't want to live in a world where a person can be erased and the people who did the erasing run no risk because they have a subscription to a service that allows their crime to be perfect.
Yeah.
That's really what this is. The idea that there's a
Yes, it is. Isn't that something? They can erase their crime. They can change what you're seeing in video in real time with this particular service. Wow. Now here's a little bit of elaboration on it. But the quick answer is right here. Toka is an Israeli cyber intelligence company founded in 2018 by former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak, an associate of Epstein, and former IDF cyber chief Yaron Rosen. Backed by investors including Andreessen Horowitz and Dell Technologies, the firm exclusively sells its technology to governments, militaries, and law enforcement agencies in the U.S. and allied nations. The company's core offering, termed frictionless surveillance, utilizes AI-powered software to locate, hack, and access security cameras and Internet of Things or devices, which would include anyone who's been injected by the COVID-19 shots. Okay? You're now hooked up to the Internet of Bodies. They just don't want you to know it quite yet, but it will become evident soon enough. But the Internet of Bodies, or Internet of Things, or devices, according to internal documents reviewed by media outlets, Toka's technology allows clients to view live feeds, access archive footage, and alter or erase video records without leaving forensic traces, raising significant human rights concerns regarding evidence manipulation. Yeah, just like they can break into my website on WordPress anytime they want, erase posts and videos or delete videos, change videos. I've encountered all kinds of stuff. And when I talk to the hosting company, they're like, yeah, well, we have no evidence anyone else has been in there except you. And I'm like, well, yeah, because they have ways to do that erase any trace of them ever being there. And now here's proof of that. And right before Epstein was arrested in 2019, this company was formed. And if you dig deep enough, you'll find that it was partially funded by him, his investment company. So, core technologies and capabilities. Toka's frictionless surveillance system operates as a sophisticated cyber offense tool rather than a standard monitoring platform. Its primary function is to identify and infiltrate Internet of Things and devices, specifically security cameras, webcams, and smart home devices like Ring or Google Nest. Yeah, they can tap into your Ring cameras anytime they feel like it. Or how about your Roku television, your smart TVs that have cameras built in? Creepy stuff has been happening with those lately because of software like this. Unlike traditional spyware that targets individual phones, Toka targets the infrastructure of surveillance itself. The system's most controversial feature is its ability to manipulate video data in real time and retrospectively. Operators can not only view live feeds and archive footage, but also alter, erase, or inject false video content without leaving any forensic traces or digital fingerprints. This undetectable capability distinguishes Toka from other tools like NSO Group's Pegasus, which typically leave evidence of compromise on the target device. This allows state actors to potentially rewrite historical records of events, such as changing license plate numbers or removing individuals from footage entirely. Wow. So this goes way beyond what Flock can do. Yeah, he's right. Flock was like the shallow end of the pool, right? Nothing compared to what this is, what this Toka is. Wow. And it's all connected to the Internet of Bodies, the Internet of Devices, the Internet of Things. And think about what they can do to people with this type of technology, the people that are hooked up. Wow. Which is 80% of the population. And then we have this story. Next phase of the surveillance grid. Well, it gets even better. It's kind of like that salesman. Just wait, there's more, right? Well, here we go. Next phase of surveillance grid. Tech startup backed by President's son pitches its humanoid robot soldiers to almost all national security agencies. At the border, on the battlefields, and soon to be deployed on the streets of America, the militarized robots are coming. And America is quickly devolving into a militarized, technocratic surveillance state, and a story that recently appeared on Fox News Network is enough to make you shudder at the possibilities. A company called Foundation Robotics is now discussing potential national security deployments of its phantom humanoid robots along the southern border. Foundation Robotics is a Silicon Valley-based startup focused on developing advanced humanoid robots for military and industrial applications, replacing humans in American factories and along the front lines of wars and tense border policing situations. Yeah, no more having to recruit troops, right? For the front lines, just, 150 grand, you got another robot. The company reportedly received up to 100 million in backing from Saudi royals and also has one of President Trump's sons, Eric Trump, as its chief strategy advisor. Its CEO, Sankeet Pathak, was the CEO of the bankrupt fintech firm Synapse before it collapsed amid accusations of unethical investment practices. Well, can't be bothered by that, right? Anyway, the journal Financial Debate wrote about him last year. The fallout from Synapse's failure, including millions of dollars in missing deposits and unresolved issues with partner banks, has cast a shadow over Pathak's reputation and potential success with Foundation Robotics Labs. Now, it's just amazing how these criminals just keep getting more money from the government and then, of course, ultimately the taxpayer. No matter what kind of crimes they've been involved in, what kind of shenanigans in the financial world, it doesn't matter. They just keep getting more money, keep getting rewarded. Presidents pardon them all the time. Oh, we got in trouble? How much did he donate to my campaign? 100 million? Yeah, go ahead and pardon. I'll sign it right now. I mean, that's really how it goes. But now Pathak has resurfaced with a new company, and the U.S. Department of Homeland Security may be getting ready to sign a fat contract with this sketchy character. Fox News spoke with Pathak for an August 16th article in which the tech CEO said he's already demonstrated the capabilities of the company's Phantom MK1 robots to the Department of Homeland Security for border deployment. We're in conversations with almost all national security bodies. So we're talking Air Force, Navy, Army, DHS. He says we continue to have dialogue. We're starting to negotiate contracts and some applications for them. Pathak said Phantom MK1 robots are designed to navigate rugged terrain that can be difficult for vehicles, drones, and fixed cameras. He says if drones and watchtowers were able to solve everything, why do we still have humans at the border? The Phantom MK1 robot soldiers are already being beta tested by Ukraine in this war with Russia. So now let's take a look at these robots and see them in action, shall we? Yes, let's do that. Here we go.
Foundation, a California-based robotics firm, stunned the defense world with its Phantom MK1 priced at approximately $150,000 per unit. Foundation Robotics CEO Sanket Pathak offered a detailed look into the strategy behind his company's dual-use humanoid robots, designed for both factory work and military support. This is the most direct acknowledgement from any major U.S. humanoid robotics CEO that their platform is being considered for active weaponization. For military support, the MK1 features lightweight ballistic composite plates with a matte black anti-reflective coating, making it harder for enemy infrared sensors to pick up the heat generated by its processors. While most humanoid robots rely on complex hydraulics, the Phantom MK1 uses proprietary electric cycloidal actuators. These are the muscles of the machine, capable of delivering a peak torque of 160 Newton meters. Standing 1.75 meters tall and weighing roughly 80 kilograms, the MK1 is a beast of burden, handling a 20-kilogram payload and a walking speed close to 1.7 meters per second. Foundation has explicitly leaned toward a camera-first perception stack and a large language model's hybrid AI tasking layer, rather than piling on LiDAR and other ranging sensors. Unfortunately, the company also hasn't published every internal spec on the public datasheet, such as the exact CPU or GPU model. Overall, those combined choices make a robot like Phantom more useful for military support than a factory-only machine.
So there you go, guys. There's the Terminator robots that will be coming to get us right there. They'll be able to surveil and track people down. I'm sure by using checking to see if you're connected to the Internet of Bodies would be one thing they're looking for. So it was reported on April 23rd, 2026, that U.S. Marines have already signed a $24 million contract with Foundation. Foundation Future Industries says that a Silicon Valley startup developing humanoid robots landed the $24 million contract to test its Phantom android with the Marine Corps, according to a Thursday, April 23rd, Fox Business report. Company founder and CEO Sanket Pathak appeared alongside Eric Trump, Foundation's chief strategy advisor, on the network's Mornings with Maria on Thursday to speak about the technology and similar advancements in China. These developments will indicate we are one step away from seeing AI robot soldiers policing the streets of America and brutalizing human beings based on algorithmic orders designed to guard our all-important national security. If the flock candor controversy is any indication, abuses of this technology will get brushed aside as misuse of the system, leading to programmers or other human scapegoats being fired or prosecuted, while the technology itself continues to be deployed and portrayed as critical for our safety and security. Right. And when they cry peace and safety, sudden destruction. Anyway, anything the robots do wrong will be blamed on faulty human programming, not the fact that the robots should have never been unleashed on civil society in the first place. That's the technocratic way. The purpose is the same as the shock gloves, potentially being worn by ICE agents that I reported on last week. It's always the same purpose. To strike fear into the hearts of average people and make up what globalist power elites consider the dregs of society or the ignorant masses. Yeah, the useless cattle, useless eaters is another term they like to use. They know they're outnumbered, and they are only able to maintain their grip on power by creating a perception of invincibility. Hence, they have their flock and Axon surveillance cameras on every street, highway, parking lot, walking and bike path, their Raven listening devices hidden throughout our cities, and even the air above us is being slowly dominated by their spy drones. Next up will be their AI humanoid robots deployed to keep the peace among an increasingly anxious populace, seeing their dollar devalued, their jobs replaced by AI, their health and car insurance made unaffordable, and even food becoming totally unaffordable for a growing number. This is why they need 9,000 AI data centers operating as military installations across the United States to power the AI robots, drones, spy cams, digital programmable money, the biometric ID system, or the Internet of Bodies, and total surveillance grid. Yeah, they want full spectrum dominance is the way they like to term it. They will have to deploy scarier and scarier technologies to keep the people in line as the collapse takes hold and can no longer be denied. This type of technology is in the hands of a rogue government, the likes of which we've seen in Washington since the COVID scandemic hit in 2020, and should send alarm bells ringing in every freedom-loving American. First Lady Melania Trump has also been making the rounds promoting the robots. She told a crowd at the White House last September that the robots are here and that it's our responsibility to prepare America's children for the AI-driven decades ahead. Donald Trump runs the government and the world like a mob boss. He's very intent on building out the infrastructure of the beast system. Well, he is the Antichrist after all. From advanced 6G wireless that he admits has creepy surveillance capabilities to an inexplicable number of AI data centers to his family investment in drones, crypto, robots, and Axon spy cameras, he's become the technocrat's biggest asset. Let's not forget who Trump's mentor was, like the late Roy Cohn, a New York City mob lawyer whose whole career was based on bullying and intimidating his way to the top. To anyone who bends the knee and offers praise, Trump loves and condescendingly offers kudos, no matter how morally compromised they might be. But anyone who dares to speak out against the Trump policy based on their own critical thinking skills will draw Trump's ire and should expect to be crushed. This is a very unhealthy environment because it means none of Trump's top advisors are willing to confront him with hard facts he doesn't want to hear, whether it be on his war with Iran, unleashing Israel on Lebanon and Gaza, or further weaponizing ICE and other federal agencies here at home. With the foremost chaos agent in the White House, his globalist puppet masters will continue to stir the pot, potentially up to the white-hot level of nuclear war, which we've been hearing about a lot in the last week or so, or anything else it might take to tear down what's left of the post-World War II world order in preparation for the establishment of the new digital world order, or beast system, whichever you'd like to call it. It's actually, you could say it's both. But there you go. Wow. It's all here, guys. It's all being put into place so rapidly, so quickly. So many people have no idea all this is coming at them because they've got so many other things distracting us. And of course, some of those things are legitimate, right? I mean, look at all these 7.0 and higher earthquakes here lately. And even the 5 point something earthquakes are creating a lot of damage. Earthquakes in diverse places indeed. I put up a chart on my Telegram account yesterday about how many 7+ there's been in 2026. And I can't remember what the number was, but it's approaching double digits. So it's just going to increase and continue to get worse. And people are running around in confusion like chickens with their head cut off because they don't have Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior. If that's you, now is the time. Now is the time before it's too late. Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life, and no one's going to get to the Father but through him. Seek him now while there's still time, guys, seriously. Because time is almost up. Time is almost up, and once he returns, it's too late. It's too late to turn your life over to him then. He's already here. So do it now, like I said, while there's still time, because it's going to get so much worse. Wow. And one last thing I wanted to touch on real quick. So I go back to the Telegram account. This right here. Here's a flashback I found today from Revelations and Rabbit Holes here in Telegram. And this is from the World Health Summit 2021, where the Bayer Pharmaceutical president, Stefan Ulrich, said the quiet part out loud on these mRNA vaccines. And he says here, ultimately, the mRNA vaccines are an example for that cell and gene therapy. I always like to say, if we had surveyed 2 years ago in the public, would you be willing to take gene or cell therapy and inject it into your body? We would have probably had a 95% refusal rate. A perfect example of the revelation of the method. It was always an experiment, hence why we have always called it a pandemic. Well, yes, it is an experiment. It was also get everybody to take the mark of the beast and also to hook them up to the Internet of Bodies, hook them up to the cloud. That was one of the other ultimate goals. And of course, they love experimenting on us. They've been doing it for decades. They just neglected to tell everybody. So anyway, that's on my Telegram account. I'm not going to play the video clip because the sound is so low, it's really hard to hear. So I just read the important part here for you. But it's on the Telegram account if you'd like to watch it. And that will be it for now. Don't forget, don'tspeaknews.com. Well, that's home base for everything that we do. I put all kinds of stories here that we can't speak about anywhere else. Wow, excuse me, guys. I gotta swat that fly again. Jeez, these things. Is everybody else having a lot of trouble with these flies coming out of the bananas here lately? Man, it's been bad this year. And we wash them. We wash the tops of them and take that little condom thing off and wash them to get the eggs out of there so we don't get all these flies, and yet we're getting them anyway. It's just weird this year, along with a lot of other things. But anyway, here's the website, don'tspeaknews.com. I put a lot of stories here we can't speak about anywhere else. We talked yesterday about food and fuel prices are about to explode, and they really are. I mean, let's just take a quick look here at cnbc.com. Take a look and see what the markets did today. Yeah, they're not even showing it, but they took a beating today. 703 in the Dow. You know, that's in the negative. Everything's in the red. And now let's take a look at oil. Way up. And the White House came out today and said, well, we can't figure out why. The Treasury Secretary says, well, I don't know why oil is up. There's no reason for it to be. Really? Give me a flipping break. You started a war at the end of February and choked off the world's oil supply from the Strait of Hormuz. And then you expect prices to just be fine, should be stable. Unbelievable. These guys really think that we're that stupid. But anyway, that's what's going on in the markets now. And the black horse is definitely riding. But we have stories like this one and this one here and many others that we just can't speak about anywhere else. And if you'd like to subscribe or contact me, you can click on this tab up here. All these tabs are easy to find and click on and navigate the website. So if you'd like to subscribe, type in your email here and click on subscribe. There's also a box like this at the bottom of every article where you can also subscribe. Don't Speak News at Proton Mail is how you get in touch with me. For channel support, that's also at the bottom of every article, all the links, but they're also right here under channel support. We are listener supported only, and I want to thank everyone who has supported this month, because without you, we would not be here. And so all the links to do that are here. We also have Cash App and Venmo. And then we also have Dr. Water hydrogen water products. I'll be changing the sale item here because it has changed. But here's my Dr. Water store link. If you'd like to try hydrogen water, it is life-changing. At least it has been for me. Everybody's different, but the 80% reduction in pain from the inflammation it gets rid of. Wow. Talk about anti-inflammatory, guys. This is better than anything that Big Pharma has made, than anything else I've ever taken for inflammation and pain. So if you want to support the channel and you also would like some hydrogen water, if you click on this link and buy through this link, and it doesn't cost you any extra, then we get a small commission for everything that we sell through this link right here. So if you'd like to try Dr. Water or hydrogen water in general, here's the link to do so. And then we have Rumble, BitChute, Telegram. All the places to find us are underneath this tab. And they're all linked up right here. And that will be it for this episode. God bless. Take care. Johnny Storm, Don't Speak News.